What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today I've got this 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 392. Right before I jump into this 392, if you guys are enjoying these types of reviews, please be sure to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button, as it does help out the channel and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. With that being said, let's jump right into this 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 392 and see what it's all about. Now, typically when it comes to the Jeep Wrangler Unlimited lineup, you've got the option of getting different trims like the Sport, Sahara, or the Rubicon. However, because this is a 392, this only comes with the Rubicon. Now, when it comes to the standard safety features, typically the ones that you would have to upgrade and get on the Rubicon are actually standard on the 392. So you're going to be getting things like adaptive cruise control with stop, blind spot rear cross path detection, forward collision warning with active braking, and your park sense rear park assist system. Starting things off in the front of the 392, it's exactly like the Rubicon, just a few little things on the exterior that kind of make it stand out and known that it's a 392. Typically with the Rubicons, you're not going to get a standard steel bumper. However, with the 392s, you're going to be getting your standard steel front and rear bumpers. Also standard with the 392, which you do have to actually upgrade on the normal Rubicon, is your LED fog lights and even your LED reflector headlamps. You'll notice on your steel bumper, Rubicons typically have red hooks, but with the 392s, you're going to see this beautiful bronze color. Not only will you see this around the exterior, but on the interior as well. An available option that this 392 has, which you can also get on the Rubicon, is your integrated off-road camera in the front, hidden away in the grille. Moving up to the hood, right off the bat, you'll notice this air intake scoop. And yes, this is functional, and I'll show you once I start talking about the engine, because underneath it's a whole system to keep this bad boy cool. Another thing you'll notice on the hood is the 392 badging in, again, that beautiful bronze color. Now, coming to the side of the 392, you'll start to notice a few more key differences. And standard, you are going to be getting your remote proximity keyless entry, which is a very convenient thing to have. And up top as well, you're going to get a 3-piece body color hardtop, which is standard. As for your decals and the badging on the side, typically with the Rubicons, you're going to have a red outlining. However, being this is a 392, you're going to see more of that bronze color. And typically with a 392, you're going to have a rear axle ratio of 3.73. You're also going to have your Dana M210 wide front axle and your Dana M220 wide rear axle, along with your electronic front disconnect sway bar, your off-road plus mode, and of course your 392 suspension, and along with your True Lock front and rear differential. Now, as for these massive tires on this, typically you are going to get your 17-inch bead lock capable wheels with the 33-inch tires. However, if you go ahead and get the available Xtreme Recon 35-inch tire package, which this 392 has, it's going to give you a bunch more things. You're still going to get your beautiful 17-inch bronze beadlock capable wheels. However, you're going to have your 35-inch tires. And because this is a 392, you are also going to get standard your performance brakes. Your rear axle ratio is also going to get bumped up to 4.56. And if you look on your fenders with the Xtreme Recon package, you're also going to get your wheel flare extensions, along with your Mopar tire relocation kit, Mopar jack spacers, and your Mopar hinge gate reinforcement, because these tires are pretty heavy. Now, coming over to the rear of the 392, like I was mentioning in the front, you've got a steel bumper at the back as well, which is standard. You've got your rear park assist sensors built in as well, and you have another tow hook in that beautiful bronze color. And this particular 392 also has the available trailer tow package, which is going to give you your hitch and your 4 and 7 pin wiring harness. Also, you cannot miss the quad exhaust system in the back here, because this just sounds insane. If you don't believe me, well, take a listen for yourself. You've also got your massive spare tire, and you also see your Mopar hinge gate reinforcement, which is a part of your Xtreme Recon package, like I mentioned. Just like the front fog lights and headlamps, your rear tail lights are also going to be LED. Now, I would show you in the back here, but this 392 also has the available dual top group, which in that massive box, you are going to get your black premium Sunrider soft top. But there's nothing crazy on the inside. It's exactly like a regular Rubicon. However, on your tailgate itself, you do have this nice plaque that says Rubicon Rubicon 392, and you get all your dimensions and everything, where it's made, developed, and built. Now, coming into the rear of the 392, again, it's exactly like a regular Rubicon. The only difference you'll see really inside is that you're gonna have your bronze stitching. Even the rear seats and behind the driver and passenger seat, you're still gonna get the same stuff, the matte pockets, the center console, etc. So there's really not much to go over in the back here. And even if you head to the front, it's exactly like the rear. It's a very simple setup. You've got your net down there for additional storage, and again, you have more of the bronze stitching on your armrest and your typical side mirror controls. And as for the interior and the front seats, it's a fully black interior with, of course, you guessed it, bronze stitching and bronze lettering. Unfortunately, with the 392s, this is the only color combination interior that you can get, whereas on the regular Rubicons, you do have a few options. Now, for the front, standard, you are going to get your front heated seats and more of that nice bronze stitching along with the Rubicon 392 stitched right in as well. Another nice standard feature that you're going to get with the 392 is your Alpine speaker system. Also, just like the Rubicon, on the 392 as well, your front seats are not power adjustable. They are the same manual adjustable front seats. Down below, nothing too crazy, just your standard foot pedals. And further up, you've got your typical lighting controls and your dimmers as well. As for your steering wheel, this is a manual adjustable steering wheel. Entering into the Jeep 392, you've got some hard soft leather up top along with some pieces in plastic and your speakers in both corners. As for the center gauge cluster, when you go ahead and start up the 392, you do get this nice animation that also says 392. But apart from that, it's pretty identical to the Rubicon, and even in the center screen here, you've got a bunch of different options just like the Rubicon and other Jeep trims that you can kind of go through and have in front of you. So there's a ton of different things that you can go through and have readily available. As for the steering wheel itself, this is a fully leather wrapped steering wheel, and it's also heated just like the front seats. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have your controls for the center gauge cluster and your Bluetooth controls, while over on the right side, you do have controls for your cruise control settings and then your adaptive cruise control as well. Also, if you look closely, because this is a 392 and it has a ton of power, you do get your paddle shifters as well. Now, behind the steering wheel on the left side, you've got your typical indicators and your high beams, while on the right side, you have controls for your front windshield wipers, the rear ones, windshield wiper fluid, and all that good stuff. As for your center handrest, it's covered in leather and that nice bronze stitching. If you go ahead and open up the first section, you do have a little bit of room to put small little things. However, if you go ahead and open up the main section, it does have a little bit more deeper storage area along with charging port inside as well. If you look in front of your center handrest, you've got your typical cup holders for the front. You've also got your park brake handle covered in this nice leather and the stitching along with your shifters as well. And in front of your shifters, just like how it is on the Rubicons, you've got controls to lock your front and rear differential along with your off-road plus button, your sway bar disconnect button, and then you do get your 4 aux switches, which are standard. Further up, you've got a 12-volt adapter along with your typical window controls and USB ports along with a aux port for the front. Further up, you've got your typical heating and cooling temperature controls along with your controls for your heated seats and your heated steering wheel. You've also got an exhaust button to turn on and off, a traction control button, your parking sensor button, and your hill descent control button. And then you've got your 8.4-inch touchscreen, which does come standard with the 392. In terms of what you can do on this, it's pretty identical to the other trims. You've got your media section where you can access your AM, FM, Sirius XM. Next to that, you've got your climate section where you can actually use the touchscreen to control your climate control or the actual buttons down below. And if you click on the controls, this will bring you over to access your heated seats for the driver's side, passenger side, and your heated steering wheel, along with dimming your rear view mirror, checking out your backup camera or your forward camera. Under your app section here, you've got different things that you can kind of go through and fine tune. Over on your navigation, it's a pretty standard navigation tab. Next to that, you've got your phone pairing setting, and then finally your settings where you can kind of go ahead and more further fine tune other aspects of your Jeep. Above your screen, you have some space to put small little items, and then further up, you've got your dimmable rear view mirror along with assist and SOS buttons. And if you look on the roof, this particular 392 does have the available Mopar hardtop headliner. Now, if you go over to the passenger side, you still got the same size glove department where you can fit a decent amount of stuff in there, and then you've got your grab handle with Wrangler written on it. And another thing that is different on the interior is if you take a look at that nice glossy panel, you get kind of a granite type of a color with the 392s, whereas on a regular Rubicon, this whole panel will be in red. And finally, taking a look at what powers this beast of a Jeep. But like I was mentioning with the hood scoop, as you see underneath the hood, you do have your hydro guide system, and this is a very intricate system because you've got all these different channels where the air needs to flow in order to keep this beast of an engine cooled down. pound. And speaking of engine, Jeep somehow managed to find a way to cram a 6.4 liter SRT Hemi V8 with fuel saver and MDS into a Wrangler. And this is going to give you 470 horsepower and the same 470 foot-pound of torque. And if you're worried about your 0 to 60, don't worry, with this Wrangler, you'll be able to hit that in about 4.5 seconds. And here is the window sticker for the 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 392. You've got your typical information about the Wrangler, followed by your standard equipment. And as you can see, like I mentioned, it has a ton of standard things compared to a regular Rubicon. And underneath, you've got your optional equipment, and this does have a decent amount of available upgrades done to it, followed by your total MSRP. Now this is obviously minus any dealer discounts or manufacturing discounts. This is in Canadian dollars, but because Jeep has done a very rare thing to the Wrangler, it could be more than the MSRP, of course, so just keep that in mind. Well, that does it for this 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 392. Let me know down below what you think of this. Do you love it or do you hate it?